And now, MMA fans, are you ready? Are you ready? The time has arrived. Let's welcome our first fighter making his way to the cage, Oren Aguilar.
From Alhambra, California, fighting with Team California MMA, making his debut tonight against Oren Shabo. One thing to keep an eye out for Oren Aguilar, he does like to throw in combinations. Particularly, he'll lead with that cross, throw the hook, and then follow back with that low kick.
That is an interesting and very effective combination when you can land it. I'd like to see him do that.
Ryan decided to compete in mixed martial arts after watching the UFC for a while. He's very competitive and decided this was the most competitive sport he could get himself involved in.
Absolutely, and I think we're going to see a lot of guys from now on saying that that is the thing that got them into the sport of MMA. That's just the generation that's coming up. They have watched UFC evolve into what it is now, and that's the super exciting sport that we all love to watch, and that's what's going to entice them into joining the sport.
What some people might not realize is that for years, the mixed martial artist was someone who had trained in a discipline, had become an expert in that discipline, and then went, well, what do I do with this now?
Correct.
You know, that's why you had so many wrestlers, these collegiate wrestlers who were world-class level, and then they went, well, wrestling doesn't really pay the bills right now. What can I do? Let's add some punches.
Hence the name mixed martial arts.
There we go.
You know, there's a whole bunch of stories that go along with that.
Please welcome his opponent, making his way to the cage, Oren Shabo.
Across the cage from Aguilar tonight is 22-year-old Oren Shabo from Woodland Hills, California, representing Hayastan MMA.
This is a really legendary team that he's with. Obviously, Master Gokor is legend in the sport of judo. Very famous Ronda Rousey trained under him. And so, you know, obviously you're going to be looking for some throws and a lot of exciting ground movement from this guy.
Well, the young Israeli does already have one win and one loss on his record. Most recently, a decision win over Howard Haynes back in March of 2015. And in that fight, we saw a lot of great things from Oren. He's very light on his feet.
Yes.
Quick, makes good angles. Very, very good hips.
Excellent. Well, obviously, the judo.
Absolutely.
What we just talked about. He does like to throw those big overhand shots, always looking for haymakers. The problem with that is you can leave yourself open and susceptible to punches to the face.
One thing we had noticed is that Oren, extremely confident, does fight with his hands a little bit low.
Yeah. But he's incredibly, when he's on the ground, he's incredibly active.
Those transitions are solid.
The transition, his ground.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Our first fight of the evening is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds at a catch weight of 149 pounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter making his debut. He stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in officially at 145.6 pounds, representing California Mixed Martial Arts from Los Angeles, California, Oren Aguilar. And his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, a grappling practitioner. He brings a record of 1 win and 1 loss, standing at 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 147 pounds, fighting with Hayastan MMA from Los Angeles, California, Oren Shabo. Man in charge of the action, Mike Bell.
Here we go, folks, our first fight of the evening. Oren Aguilar in the blue corner, Oren Shabo in the red corner. This is the University of Mixed Martial Arts. It starts here. Shabo, inside low.
Oh, goodness.
So I'm keeping an eye on the eyes of these fighters. Notice Aguilar has his eyes on the chest of Shabo. Shabo eyes on the eyes of Aguilar.
And there goes.
Aguilar now looking for the double. Shabo taking direction well, getting that underhook.
Right, listening to his coaches.
So again, we see the explosiveness, but also the low hands of Shabo.
Absolutely. But he is really pushing the pace here and bringing the intensity.
And with amateurs, that can be a big part of it.
Huge. They only have so much time to work with. Our rounds are so short that they have to make every second count, and Oren really is.
Great trip quickly into the mount. Shabo looking to pull down and get a guillotine here.
Yeah, he's going to need to get a little bit lower to finish that because Aguilar, as tall as he is doing a good job defending it, standing up like that.
Now, I know that the arm-in guillotine has evolved a lot over the last few years. Does having it with half guard versus full guard make a significant difference in how you get that torque?
You know, you can finish it from both places, and it depends on the skill level of the guy a lot. You'll see a lot of high-level guys finish it standing up. It is quite difficult. I would imagine that Oren would want to pull full guard in order to finish it from this position.
20 seconds left here in the opening round.
Aguilar's corner telling him to get off the cage. Let's see if he... There he goes. But he's got to get out of that head and arm.
Aguilar doing some small damage here with the knees.
You know, he wasn't in too much danger, like I said, because he's tall. He wasn't really in too much danger of being choked out in that position, but he couldn't get his head out, and so he wasn't able to do any damage to Shabo.
A little peppered knees there on the thighs, but Shabo the one pressing the action most of the way for the opening stanza.
That was pretty intense.
Now it's interesting, we can see the big gap. Shabo still a little loose in the striking game,
right.
But as soon as they connected and got that grip on, you saw that beautiful trip from Oren.
Right, and that seems to be, you know, his wheelhouse. He's really comfortable on the ground. He's super active. He's always going to be going for submissions, and that speaks to judo. They only have 3 seconds to lock in a submission once they hit the ground. So they're used to going very quickly for submissions as opposed to some BJJ guys who will take their time to set up the submission and take a little bit longer.
You saw that Hayastan MMA training with that takedown. The question now is, will Shabo go back to that well early in round number 2, seeing that success he had in the first round?
I don't know if you can see it, but Aguilar has Mac Danzig in his corner. Ooh.
Aguilar throwing big bombs. Kind of pawing strikes from Shabo.
There goes those hands. There he goes. Give him up.
Outside from Aguilar. And now that overhand right. Aguilar's looking for that over and over again.
He's got to be careful. When he punches, he's dropping his hands.
You don't want to fight. Let's go. Put the pressure. Let's go. Come on. Use it.
A little bit of a low blow there from Shabo. And that's that same combination. Looks like Aguilar really wants to land that.
Yeah, he really likes it. Ooh.
A nice straight from Shabo.
No combos. Little 3-punch combos. Looping everything he's put on. 3 to 4-punch combos. Don't wait. You got 1 minute. I want you to get. Hey.
Shabo light on his feet. Much less offensive output than the first round.
He has great footwork this round. Aguilar doing a good job stalking him down, though.
Also notice they're keeping Shabo from getting that clinch.
Yes.
And there's a nice 1-2.
Woo! That overhand is finding a home every time he throws it.
Aguilar now finding his distance.
Jab your way in. Jab your way in. Jab your way in. Let's go.
Aguilar's got to get his hands up.
At the right hand at the end.
Right as Shabo's coaches are telling him to jab his way in.
Looks like Shabo's trying to bait Aguilar inside.
That
There's
was
a couple of big
great
rights.
cross.
Aguilar now head kick.
Nice little flurry from Aguilar.
Great round from Ryan Aguilar.
Those shots at the end were fantastic. They were accurate. They were crisp. He looks great.
Powerful too. It looked like Oren Shabo was trying to bait Aguilar into coming forward.
Yes.
In order to get that clinch up.
And Aguilar was smart enough not to bite.
Well, you saw him come forward, and then when Shabo would try to close the distance,
right,
push him off.
Right, which is a very smart tactic with a guy who wants to take him down. And he found, you know, a great little flurry of punches right there at the end. There was a couple crosses. There was a nice uppercut. it was a really good way to end the round, especially when you only have just a little bit time to make an impression on the judges.
Well, it also looks like both fighters have figured out where they're going to win this fight.
Right.
And looks like Oren knows he has the grappling advantage and is trying to make that happen.
Yes.
But Aguilar has figured out that he doesn't feel like he's in danger from the strikes of Oren Shabo, and now he's willing to open up more on the field.
I agree.
So it's all about this third round. Who can dictate where this fight takes place? Will Oren Shabo, the 22-year-old Israeli, be able to put his opponent on the mat, or will Ryan Aguilar continue to throw those overhand rights and find a place for him? 2 minutes remain as we start the third and final round.
Oh, smiles all around. Everybody's having a good time.
And here we go. Looks like both fighters know they have to exchange.
Yes, they are going to pick up the intensity. They know they have to win this round.
That was a big knee. And that's it!
Wow.
Ryan Aguilar with the TKO finish.
I think Oren is saying that was a crotch shot, but the ref did not see it.
Let's see if we get a replay on that knee. You know, sometimes when you take a knee in the lower part of the abdomen, the pain feels similar to a crotch shot. So we won't really know until we see it in the replay.
I believe you. I don't have the same equipment.
Fair shot.
But, you know.
What?
Well, there's definitely a pocket, an area there where it all just feels like crap.
Pocket of pain?
Yeah, it's a pocket of pain. It's a good way to put it.
Oh.
Oren Shabo now.
Or not feeling
little
the
angry.
stoppage, yeah.
But let's keep this in mind. But this is the amateurs.
Of course.
You have to make sure the fighter safety is key and paramount. And if a ref does not see a low blow, the fighters cannot call a low blow. So that was
Correct.
17 seconds into round number 3.
The ref needs to see it. The ref needs to call it in order to get the time stopped.
So here we go. Let's see that knee. It's the wrong angle for us to tell.
We
Let's see
can't
if we
tell
can look
from
at
that
that one
angle.
more time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the punishment ends 17 seconds into the third round. Your winner by TKO, Ryan Aguilar.
All right, I'm here with the winner, Ryan Aguilar. Ryan, how's it feel to come in here and get the victory?
It was awesome. That's what I came to do, and we got it done, the whole team.
You guys had a good back and forth battle going for all 2 rounds up until that point. What was your game plan coming in here against a very game striker?
I knew he had his last fight, took his opponent down multiple times, so I know I wanted to keep it standing. He got me down one time. I was able to get back up and just keep it standing the rest of the fight. And luckily, I was able to land a knee and follow it up with the finishing punches. I'm excited.
Yeah, in that third round, there's a little bit of controversy going in there. He thought he took a nut shot. You thought you landed it solid to the body. How'd you feel about it?
I landed solid to the body.
Well, either way, it was a great fight up to that point. You guys had a great scrap. We want to congratulate you. Give it up for Ryan Aguilar, ladies and gentlemen.
I just want to say, I want to thank Oren. Oren, he came out, put on a great show. And on behalf of all the fighters, I want to thank all you guys for supporting us. Thank you, guys.
Ryan Aguilar, give it up.
Your winner by round 2 technical knockout, Ryan Aguilar. Round 3 technical knockout.